Boycott, do it now. Boycott black folk, boycott all of the news media, every one of them, and you will stop him. He will not be president on January 21st. There's a YouTube posting called The Last 100 Days that I put up on the Outline Ministries. There's one called The Last 40 Days. There's one called The Collard Green Revolt. Boycott African American people. You don't want to see black people in power releasing that anger they've had for the last 400 years upon every white man, every white woman, every white child. You don't want to see the Muslims releasing their anger against America for its support for Israel. You don't want to see that, and Obama presidency will put us there squarely. You can stop it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Can he be stopped? Yes, he can be stopped, but not with the way the Republican Party, John McCain, and others are trying to stop him. You must stop the money. But if you don't, he will be the president. Can't you see the handwriting on the wall? You cannot sit there and want to be thought of well by your liberal friends. You cannot sit there and think that, well, somehow or another hope is going to hope. It isn't going to happen. You must stand up, take action. We're in a war, and every soldier needs to get on the boycott battlefield and do it now. Boycott your own children. Boycott your own relatives. You must do it in order to stop an Obama presidency and the unleashing of 400 years of pent-up anger, frustration, and hatred by the African-American populace. 32 million Africans bitter and anger, but now they're in power. What will they do to America? You can stop it. Boycott. Boycott. Follow the instructions of the YouTube posting, The Last 100 Days, The Last 40 Days, The Collard Green Revolt. You do not have to sit there and worry that you will be living in America under an Obama presidency. You don't have to do that. You don't have to look at the polls and he's continuing to rise in the polls. You don't have to sit and watch him lie and know that he's lying, know that the scandals that he has been involved in and that his associations are diabolical and anti-American, unpatriotic, and really representatives of hate for America. You don't have to sit there as a God-fearing American that loves this nation and will see this happen without your standing up and doing something. You can take down CNN at present, which is the number one, well, CNN and NBC, number one in the press agent for Obama by giving him all of this press and supporting him and promoting him. The American economy is weak at present. Credit is tight. And even with the passing of the $700 billion package, there still will be credit and uneasiness in the American economy. Hurd Chevrolet, the largest Chevrolet dealer in America, folded the other day because they couldn't get credit. CNN, ABC, New York Times, other news media are teetering on financial problems. I mean, grave financial problems. There have been major cutbacks in all of that industry. You can take down CNN. We can take down CNN by simply boycotting CNN as we outline in the message called The Last 100 Days. Stop CNN in 2 weeks by our diligently, day and night, with absolute diligence, promoting everybody we know, telling everyone we can get the ear of. Boycott CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, New York Times, LA Times, the whole lot. NAACP, Urban League, and all of the organizations, Oprah Winfrey, all of the organizations that you know that are supporting Obama, boycott them, and in 2 weeks we will see them because credit is tight. CNN now is most vulnerable because they're trying to cover this election from coast to coast. They need reporters on every beat. They need camera. They need crews. They need people all over every place. And that takes a lot of money, and they need credit to be able to do that. The banks aren't lending. CNN is running low on money. If you stop supporting, you can cause CNN to close down in 2 weeks. ABC, NBC, all of Obama's machine will close down, and then we can have a fair and legal election. If you do not, listen to me, If you do not do this with all due diligence, you will be looking at an Obama presidency, because you need to be reminded. Talking about policy, I understand John McCain trying to compare his policy and the economic policy and foreign policy and all that kind of stuff, which favors. That doesn't mean anything to the voter of Obama. You can tell about the lies he's told, the scandalous life that he's lived, the associations that he has that are questionable to unpatriotic to downright hate-filled. That doesn't, the Obama voter doesn't care anything about his background. All they care about is that he is black and that he hates America and that he hates the Judeo-Christian ethic. That's all they want that. When you tried to bring about Obama, something about his record, his association with Jeremiah Wright or William Ayers or others, they love that. That's what they want. They want to hear more of that, because they want someone who will do what William Ayers, Jeremiah Wright, and others think about America. You need to wake up. You need to absolutely wake up. But you don't have to allow him to become president. We have the power to stop him. Get out there and as diligent as you possibly can. Send my YouTube posting out again on the last 100 days, the last 40 days, and the collard green revolt. Go to YouTube, find those postings, and send them again and discuss them with everybody that you know. We don't have to sit here and allow Obama to become president. There's a weapon, and we can use it. Black people have a vested interest in seeing America bring them what they refer to as justice. They have been declaring now for 400 years, no justice, no peace. The Obama presidency would release 400 years of pent-up riots, anger, and resentment on America like you've never seen before, and it would take several decades to calm it down. Abroad, there are Islamic nations that also have a pent-up frustration with America and its world dominance, and that too would be released upon the global population if Obama became president. What we would see is the African Americans would believe that Obama's win would be a sign from God. They're saying it in the churches, they are praying about it in the prayer meetings. Once black people start believing that God did something, there is nothing you can do to stop them, and therefore Obama then becomes a sacred prophet. He becomes a sacred individual over which nothing can be done. Congress could never get anything done. The Senate could never get anything done. The executive branch would grind to a halt because black people would see him as a sacred person from God, because if he wins, they would definitely say it is a sign from God. That would then precipitate, along with blacks then beginning to demonstrate backlash that has been pent up over 400 years against whites, against white children, against white establishment, against white businesses. This backlash would be riotous in a spiritual way. A spiritual riot would be released by black people upon white America, in realizing now that their leader and the black people are now holding power after having been held down for more than 400 years. Obama worship would follow. Islamic releasing of anger would also follow suit. You will notice that as many upper class blacks as Michelle Obama, Gwen Ifill, and others who are doing well, they still hate America, and they're still just as resentful as others are. The second thing would happen with an Obama presidency is that the Woodstock values would come to be, that is to say, the free love, the hippie, free drug, a different social structure altogether. The anti-Judeo-Christian structure would, the anti-Judeo-Christian structure would then be involved or invoked. Our children, or the children of many of you, will then become your masters. Thirdly, there will be a weakened America because of these. We wouldn't have a president now. We would have a king, or we would have a spiritual leader now, or a spiritual God sitting in the Oval Office, which would weaken the American resolve. We need to also know that in that being the case, that there would be many who would defect America because they would not be able to live in a nation that is torn by such spiritual riotous behavior by blacks towards whites. I am Dr. James David Manning, and that word is from the Lord God Almighty. And I ask you to receive it as such.